Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Uninformed Fan. It is Football Friday. Sports are in absolute full effect. NBA, NHL, college football, NFL football, baseball. It's all going on right now. It's a beautiful time to be alive, and it's a beautiful day to be with my good friend, Mr. Jeffrey, off of the Schneid. Jeffrey, how are we doing today, buddy?
Great, man. Weather's changing. Feels good. Got to work. It's like 60s. It's like, ready to get active. It's great.
This is, I was talking to a couple guests over the week, and I was saying this is the time when you want to live in Florida. This is it. This is why we're here. This October through February.
I mean, I would say you always want to live in Florida, but this is the best time to live in Florida.
Correct. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, we got a busy slate today, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. Yep. Obviously, talking across the sports, gambling is once again in the front and center. The FBI taking down Terry Rozier, and I can't remember the guy's coach's name off the top of my head. Chauncey Billups in a coordinator raid. It looks like there's been some more arrests, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come. Jeffrey, we talked about this a little bit. This was bound to happen. I mean, this isn't the first time it happened, and it certainly won't be the last. Let's not forget Ohtani not too long ago was not placing bets with his assistant. Before we get into it, I think one of the best descriptions that I heard about this was I think I was watching Get Up this morning. I think so. And they were talking about the interview with Michael Jordan, right? And when Michael Jordan, I think it was The Last Dance, whatever, said, I didn't have a gambling problem. I had a competitive problem. And I think that when it comes to anything, it was really weird for me hearing that this morning and then doing what I did today when I was doing my day trades and like, holy crap, I'm like right in that thing again. You can't lose. Don't want to lose. So you just keep firing. Then you keep firing at a higher rate. Next thing you know, it's like, holy moly, we are in trouble here. And when you have legalized betting and you have these athletes that are so competitive in nature, and let's be honest, Jeffrey, you don't have to be a professional athlete to be that competitive. And I mean, we're just as bad as the worst degenerates out there, I would say. Maybe not quite Barstool degenerate status, but we're getting there. It was bound to happen. Jeff, I mean, what are your thoughts here? I mean, this can't become a surprise.
So like the competitive thing, like I agree to a sense. But I'll say this, like if you're rigging poker games to where you can see people's hole cards, is that being competitive or are you just being a pussy? I think
that's just being a cheat.
Yeah, that's the ultimate. Like you're a beta. You need some kind of validation or
it's just people that can't win.
You feel better about yourself.
If you suck at poker.
Because you suck at poker. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. That pisses me off just as much as the, take my under, I'm going to check out of a game shit. And then also Chauncey, feeding information to the mob for people to place bets on players not playing, or whether it be the Damon Jones and LeBron thing. I think it's all really bad. And I think that there's going to be more that's going to be overturned. And come to light and come to fruition. This is probably just the tip of the iceberg. The things that we'll find in Discovery and through other things and through, honestly, people singing and, trying to save their own hide, I think will be paramount. And honestly, this entire thing, in my opinion, lies right in the lap of David Silver. It's a situation where you say that you're not in bed with these companies, yet you want to get in bed with these companies because you want to increase revenue, you want to increase eyes. And let me tell you something. I heard Brandon Kravitz say this yesterday. My boy. If there wasn't gambling on the Hornets and the Nets, who's watching the Hornets and the Nets, right? Like your TV
let's
and
just
revenue
put that
numbers,
straight into WNBA when the WNBA is the only thing on in sports. Jeffrey, we had people betting on Chinese table tennis during COVID.
I know people who bet, and let's be honest, I get messages from Hard Rock all the time. We'll give you a no sweat bet on table tennis right now. Go ahead, put your money in. We'll give it right back to you. It's ridiculous. I think when this whole situation, this whole scenario, I think it's just really sad. And I think the fact that the NBA covered this up, with the entire Terry Rozier thing, when the FBI was like, no, we're going to take over, and actually you're full of shit. Nothing was covered up, or everything you covered up is factually incorrect. Those bets were placed. The reason that they even got red flagged is because the casino called them on the bets and said, hey, there's an abnormal amount of people taking Terry Rozier unders. He just checked out with 7 minutes into the game with an injury, and we paid out $200,000, and then all those guys drive to Terry Rozier's house and they count the $200K in cash together with him. Like,
do you think that that's why a lot of these like FanDuel and things like that now have a no sweat injury bet? So like if the dude goes out in the first quarter, that they refund all the bets?
I think when something like that happens, it's just good practice. You're trying to keep, there's so many different entities and so many different places that you can go put your action in at. Whether it be,
I think that's
picks, better picks, underdog. Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about player props, you can put those anywhere. Honestly, like Hard Rock wouldn't even,
unless you're in Florida.
No, they all operate in Florida as well too. But that's just the player props part of it.
Yeah.
So
which to me that's
the one thing
that they get to do all that stuff in Florida, but yet we can't get a different line But I can bet on an over-under yardage, but I can't bet on the line because the Hard Rock has that. I think to your point, I think
shop that line to go to the different shops and see who's got the best shop line as well.
Because that's what you do if you're just, unfortunately, we're just locked in here. I think you brought up a good point, when we talked about the legalization of betting, and it's literally everywhere. I mean, we're integrated to ESPN now. ESPN has their own bet. We're talking about a company that's owned by Disney, right? That supposedly is family oriented, all of this kind of stuff. And they're like, well, screw it. I mean, if we're going to give away free money, I guess we'll sign up too. And to your point, it's one thing to have betting legal, but it's also another thing to have a betting commercial on every 5 minutes on major sports channel, to have hour-long programs. And I always thought it was weird. And I mean, you can look at their records, I guess, if you want, but you got Rolling with Dolan, you got all this other stuff where you have so-called experts that are putting out picks that are telling you that are going to win on their home app. That doesn't happen. That would be like Hard Rock coming out and being like, hey, guys, just so you know, hammer this bet. We think it's going to win. What? And if you also notice, a lot of stuff that they've been moving to are parlays, 3-leg parlays, because if they hit 2 out of the 3-leg parlays, it'd be like, ooh, we were right there, right? But we all know parlay is not the way to go. Parlays are for suckers. Parlays is where you lose your money, but yet we still all fire on. Why? Because it's the appeal of $5 into 5,000.
Of course, but that's also the reason why they give you a 30% bonus bet on your parlay, but it has to be 3 teams or more.
To me, the whole betting thing, man, is
how
just
astronomically the numbers go down when you add 3 teams in there.
For sure. To me, like I said, the whole betting thing has just gone downhill. It's just, like I said, it's everywhere. You cannot get away from it. Even if you're a degenerate gambler, bro, and you have a problem, you can't even watch sports on television. They have the live lines underneath. They have on the commercial breaks when they go to the studios in hockey. Well, the Blackhawks are now plus 180. And this level will go minus 1.5. Like, you cannot get away from it. So to me, it's kind of like cigarettes, alcohol. You can't drink alcohol in a commercial, but you can, okay, gambling's legal. But that doesn't mean I have to watch 50,000 commercials about which place I can bet and bet now. Bet now. I mean, you got Hard Rock out there with commercials that literally have a guy in a pool holding his phone and he says, well, I don't know anything about this. And Hard Rock's like, you don't need to, just follow the crowd. We've got the hottest bets. It's like you are literally telling somebody that has no knowledge of anything, just throw the shit at the wall and hopefully it sticks. If not, thank you for your money. I mean, it's crazy.
My wife tells me the other day, she's like, oh my God, this girl at work just hit a 5-team parlay. I go, oh, she must be a huge football fan. She's like, she's not at all. She picked 5 teams, threw money in, and won $700. I'm like,
yeah, I deal with this all the time with my wife.
I'm like, I'm gonna go cry in a corner right now.
Yeah,
like, I'm doing 8 hours of research over here to try to find a couple winners and break it 56%. And chicks are throwing in random 5-teamers just because they like the colors and fucking hitting. It could happen to you.
Well, it does, because Bianca, my wife, God bless her, loves to throw in $2 to $3 parlays. And she's hit a couple 180, 100, and it's, and I go, okay. I go, you literally live with a degenerate gambler. Okay. And the thing that really kind of pisses me off sometimes, Jeffrey, is we'll be over here talking about how much we love the Chargers, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end of the game, I'm like, yeah, Chargers won. She's like, oh, well, I had
actually the Vikings. You.
I'm like, do you even love me? Do you even listen to my show? But yeah, big say, also you got, talking heads out there like Stephen A. Smith saying this is, Trump targeted the NBA because of first of all, we kind of talked about this a little bit, and then we're not going to spend all day on this, but I find it hard to believe, and maybe it is, that Kash Patel goes through this investigation or starts an investigation or has something come across his desk, right? And says, hey, we've got all this evidence that shows the mafia is rigging games. This, that. Hey, Daddy Trump, do you want to pursue the NBA on this, or should we just sweep this under the rug? Now, that could happen, but I find it really hard to believe that something like go across the president's desk, or Trump picks up the phone and says, hey, remember those times those NBA guys, they don't like me and they put vote and do this and how let's just go. Can we figure some shit out here? Can we figure some shit out?
Can we also state too that this investigation has been going on for
years.
multiple years before Trump even took over office?
Yeah, you can't tell anybody that.
And I do, we mentioned in the pre-show the fact that they're going after the legitimate American mafia. I think is crazy because you haven't heard about the mafia since the 70s in the United States, and obviously they've still been here operating, but nobody has wanted to challenge them or take them on. And this is a huge slap in the face to those guys. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't have my bingo card for 2025 was us going after the mob, but here we are. So
I get the bet rigging part, right? I get that. I get that. You should go after those people.
Yeah,
because there are people on the other side that took the over of your prop blindly because they believe in you as a player and you just shit on them.
Right.
But at the end of the day, backdoor poker games that are legitimate, I guess therein lies the conundrum. Are they legitimate, as you just said? Or are they rigged against you? Or backdoor wagers, or who gives a shit? I mean, seriously, of all of the stuff that we have to worry about in this country, in this world, we're over here figuring out if Jeff and Tyson are running a poker game in Jeff's garage with tens of thousands of dollars. Who gives a shit?
The problem is that it's millions of dollars, and you're defrauding people of their money as well too. So
no, I'm talking about the legit ones. Now, I mean, obviously, who knows if it's legit or not? Maybe that's the whole stance of it, right? It needs to be played in a casino where it's monitored, where we know everything's on the up and up. Okay, I get that stance, but give me a break, bro.
But of course they would want to push everything that way. It's just the same way, like when you hit a big bet,
you gotta get the tax man.
Yeah, if you hit a bet on Hard Rock for over 10K, they take your taxes out already and send you the rest of them.
Which is absolutely ridiculous because what if I lose 10 grand the next day?
My entire argument, you know what the funniest part about this is? Two things just to put a bow on this, right? One of Terry Rozier's boys who hit, right? He put like 1,500 he won 1,500 off that game. He proceeded to lose $4 grand in the next three or 4 days. Whatever it was.
Yeah, and that's another thing. How many people are hitting the one bet, right? And it's just like a Hard Rock that's going to give you the bet. They give you the one freebie because they know you're going to come back with 15 more degenerate bets.
Yep. And last thing to put a bow on this is just how ironic and iconic and amazing that this league was, and yesterday was as well too. Aaron Gordon last night hit 10 threes in the
50 points
in the opening game for the Denver Nuggets. Right? It's the most threes in a single game in a team's debut in 5 years.
What do you mean team's debut?
In opening night. Opening night, guy hits 10 threes on for one team. It's the most that's happened in 5 years. The person who did it 5 years ago to the day, Terry Rozier in 2020.
I saw that clip from the Inside the Sports people.
Oh man, you can't make life up sometimes. Got to be a simulation, dude.
There's
crazy.
More and more. There's people that say they find code, man, in the everyday things. You just never know, bro. Crazy, and if it is a simulation, man, gosh, man, I need to hack something, bro. I need to hack something to get in there.
If I don't know. I had a great time out here.
It's always think about when you played Sim City back in the day, right? And you're building, you see these little people running around and all this. Like, do they have thoughts in there? Never know.
All dogs go to heaven. I don't know, man.
Well, a team that has no thoughts, that is the Minnesota Vikings. Let's get into some football. We're going to start with Thursday night. The Minnesota Vikings going to get Chargers and get absolutely mollywopped. I didn't put this one out as I don't put out picks very much at all, but I did take the Chargers -3 here. Bet slip to prove it if you would like to see it. The Vikings to me are officially on stupid watch for letting Sam Darnold go. I mean, you let a guy go that was 14-3. Because you didn't want to pay him. Now, you believe that J.J. McCarthy was the truth. Now, maybe J.J. McCarthy is, but he's already been hurt so much. I think he's played 2 games out of his available startings so far. One of them, of course, was a fourth quarter comeback against the Bears. Shout out to the Bears for letting that happen. But, I mean, Carson Wentz is literally being rolled out in a wheelchair, one-arm gunslinger, trying to hold up, and they just kept rolling him out there, man. And to me, if J.J. McCarthy's that hurt, that's one thing. But if you already had him as your emergency quarterback, it was emergency time, okay? It was emergency at halftime. I'll tell you though, when the Chargers are healthy, whew, they seem to be firing all center. They have not lost a game, I believe, with Joe Alt in the lineup. I don't think that they've lost a game when he starts.
Have you seen their schedule too for the next like 6 games?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Also, RIP to Quentin Johnson holders. No targets, no catches. Gaddinson, who the hell is this guy that just showed up? And,
tight end out of Syracuse.
Shout out to Sonny for snagging him on the waiver wire. Your team really needed that extra boost.
Guy's a sharp, man.
What's up, Joker? Good morning, buddy. Good morning. Welcome in.
It's Justice, by the way. Yeah, their next few games for the Chargers, you have the Titans in 10 days. Hopefully Derwin James can get healthy and nothing's too serious. You then have the Steelers, the Jaguars, and the Raiders going forward. Then you get into a little tough stretch with the Eagles and the Chiefs, and then Cowboys, Texans, and Broncos to finish the year. That Chiefs game is going to be extremely, extremely important, in my opinion.
Well, the Chargers are still 3-0 in the division.
Absolutely.
So can they even? Well, I mean, yeah, they can lose the division, but it's going to take a lot for them to lose that division. Speaking of which, what are the odds on that?
Well, some of us bet the Chargers to win the division before the season started. I can tell you before the season started, I don't even know if I can log in right now because it gives me this stupid. Here, let me see if I can log in. I do have a bet with all division winners.
I do remember that. The Chargers are still plus 275 to win the division.
Yeah.
What?
You can also get the Steelers at plus money as well, too. I'm not confirming the application, but that's okay. Let's see. Okay, here we are. How do I do this without showing the entire fucking screen?
You could just tell us. We believe you.
Hold on.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Sorry. I'm trying to share the screen so I can show you this bet that I placed. Which one is share screen? Is it that? Yeah. Okay. So if you look on the right side, this is what we have. $5 bonus bet to win $121,300. Colts, Chargers, Steelers, Patriots, Bucks, Rams, Packers, and Eagles.
Rocking 24 units up there at the top, huh?
I had a rough night last night. We lost some money. It's okay. Things happen.
Things do happen. I find that wild that the Chargers, who are 3-0 in the division, are plus 275 to win the division.
There's a lot that you can actually still get, like some of the other division ones I think are kind of crazy as well, too.
Well, we'll get into that. Let's talk about this game real quick, Jeffrey. What did you see out of the Minnesota Vikings that gives you either pause or says, hey, we're in full panic mode here?
What I see is that they're ass. Their secondary.
Is that just go ahead?
Their secondary isn't great. I didn't think they did a great job of getting a bunch of pressure on Justin Herbert the entire game. I thought the way that they got ran on all night by Vidal was pretty bad as well, too. And then you're going to take it a step further. They can't run the ball. And if you can't run the ball and you're going to turn J.J. McCarthy and Carson Wentz into one-dimensional players, it's going to be a wrap for them. Their offensive line's not good enough to do it. You're playing professional athletes. And, yeah, they have Jordan Addison. They have, Justin Jefferson. They have Adam Thielen in the slot. They have Jalen Naylor, who gets play as well, too. You have T.J. Hawkinson, who's pretty good. You have Josh Oliver. You have these great, great weapons. But at the end of the day,
you don't have a quarterback, though.
You have no quarterback to be able to get it to him. So,
kind of the most important piece, I think.
It's a wrap, in my opinion, for their season. JJ looks dejected and beside himself and doesn't want to be a part of it anymore. And I don't blame him.
I don't know if I'd say that. He came out with some pretty positive comments afterwards.
You watch his body language.
He still wants to
walking off the
win.
field, but of course he wants to win. But he sees the writing on the wall that they're not winning this year.
Well, it's got. How do you think Matt Stafford and Megatron felt in Detroit all those years? Probably the same thing, right?
I get it, but at least Megatron had Matt Stafford.
But they still never won.
He's got JJ McCarthy and Carson Wentz. Like,
yeah.
Not
great. They took away his quarterback that he had one of his best years, 14 wins, and they said, nah.
Well, remember, do
you think that's a head coach just being a little bit too confident, thinking his ball is hanging just a little too low?
I mean, maybe Kevin O'Connell was just feeling himself a little bit too much and thought he could make it happen with anybody.
Where did the money go? I mean, if we're talking about the money, right? We're talking about, we didn't want to pay him $30 million or whatever the heck they paid him. Where did the money go?
I don't think it was that they did. I mean, yes, they didn't want to pay him, but also let's not forget the last 2 games that he played last year in terms of Sam Darnold.
Yeah, let's I was thinking about that the other day, terrible. Jeffrey, as I'm watching him just completely light up with Jackson Smith-Njigba and all of this. Like, how many times has Sam Darnold been to the playoffs?
Once.
Okay, so we're talking about his last couple of games in a playoff scenario, right? Where he didn't look good, but that was his first time. Like, so, I mean, baptized by water, you say whatever you want. Like, I mean, that takes time to get to playoff level ready.
Okay, but we have to hold you to a certain standard, right?
Correct. Like, and I won you 14 games
because he doesn't win big games, and because in big moments
that was my first shot. If I'm saying so if I'm saying that was my first opportunity.
You had the game against the Lions to end the year, to win the division, to not be a wild card. And instead, you go out there and absolutely get obliterated by a terrible defense in Detroit that we saw get exposed in the playoffs by Jaden Daniels.
So you're telling me if Tom Brady would have started off 0-2 in the playoffs, you would have said, all right, it's time to go on, bro. Or 2 playoff chances. No, you didn't win that divisional game. You didn't win your playoff. You're out. Peyton Manning, nah.
He looked like old Sam Darnold, Tyson. Like, he looked like he was seeing ghosts. He couldn't process.
Correct. I know, I get it, but at the same token, he also won you 14 games. And I think at the end of the day, they would love to have him back in Minnesota right now. I think everybody would.
I think that defense was a big part of it as well, too. I think they won a ton of close games.
And shout out me for dropping that defense. Not starting, putting up 0 points. Let's move it on. We got a little Monday Night Football recap. We're going to go right from Sam Darnold into the Texas and Seahawks before we get to Jeffrey's team. Texans 19, Seahawks 21. Jackson Smith-Njigba, dude. Like, there was a lot of talk about him at the preseason, about, get him if he's available. He's going to have an absolutely amazing season. After what we saw from previous, obviously Geno, this, that, and the other, I wasn't sold on it. Let me tell you this, that kid can ball out. I think he is wide receiver number 1 right now. Total has had over 100 yards every game, I believe, something like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely crushing it.
The fact that this game goes over, the Tampa Bay game goes under, is just like football in a nutshell. I felt like the Texans weren't terrible. I mean, also, can we be honest? Like, their defense did get Seattle to turn the ball over 4 times.
The Texans, even though they lost and gave up 27 points, the Texas defense on fantasy put up 22 points or something like that.
Yeah. Which is, a little precursor that the Texans are going to be a big play this week going forward as well, too, just because that defense is so good. But I thought Njigba was incredible. You're going against, in my opinion, one of the best, if not the best corner in all of the NFL, and Derek Stingley Jr. Or the third, I guess I should say. I don't know if he goes by the third or junior anymore. But, I shout out to them. Good win. Texans couldn't convert down there when they got down close. They couldn't convert. And that's the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So,
well, again, I think we talked about, obviously no Christian Kirk. Did Collins play, Nico?
I just traded for him in a league, and he got a concussion.
Yeah. So obviously, out the top 2 receivers, that's going to affect you a lot.
Yeah.
Shout out Dalton Schultz for his role. Hopefully, you continue that this week as I picked you back up off the waiver wire.
Well, so Nico's probably not playing, so he hasn't cleared concussion protocol. So,
and I don't think Kirk is either. So, yeah,
I think Kirk is playing.
I don't think he is. My sources tell me no, Jeffrey.
All right. Well, we have different sources, so.
He's definitely questionable. Yours is ESPN. Mine is in the Texas organization.
Right.
Let's talk about Jeffrey's Tampa Bay Buccaneers going into Detroit. This was a big one for Jeffrey. He thought it was going to be a statement game for his Bucs. Contrary to everyone telling him, including his own voice in his head, that he said that this is a Lions spot, was still very confident in his Bucs going in there. This is the first time I think we've seen Baker struggle just a little bit. And I'm going to be very, very cautious with that struggle. Because again, Mike Evans goes out with a broken clavicle or collarbone.
Got a concussion. Got a concussion too.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even see the bone thing. I thought he just got knocked the shit out, bro. Like I was like, holy crap. Like they're on the it was Troy and Joe or whatever. They're like, oh, you know what's I'm like, bro, the guy is concussed. Like, how can you not see that?
I thought
like,
he caught the ball. Where he was. I thought he caught the ball. I thought he caught the ball.
Well, I was hoping he did. Obviously, he goes out early. No Godwin again. Throw into some new receivers. The synergy wasn't there. He wasn't really on with Tez Johnson there for his first 3 to 4 throws. I think Tez Johnson had something like 11 targets, 5 catches. So there were 6 balls that were in there. Again, no Bucky. I take that with a grain of salt. I'm sure you as well. I guess the bigger thing for me was the Detroit Lions secondary that was completely out. Every starter was out. And they showed up and they balled out and they played excellent. I mean, you got to give it to Detroit here. They definitely played very, very stout. And at the end of the day, a lot of people are talking about the Detroit Lions. That's the best game that they played so far. And in my opinion, the Bucs still had the opportunity to beat them. So,
yeah, for sure. Frustrating to say the least. You get a bunch of calls that go against you as well too. You're running into a buzzsaw and you're trying to fade a stat that. The Lions haven't lost back-to-back games in something like 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they just got, rolled by Kansas City the week before. They're coming back out, hungry, ready to eat. I thought Baker was a little too jacked up. Like all of his throws were high. He had too much. He wanted it too much. You're feeling yourself a little bit all week. You're coming to the game riding high. People are talking about you for MVP. All of a sudden now everything is going against you. They're tripping you on obvious calls. They're not getting called. There's just so much BS that happened with that. At the end of the day, you weren't good enough. You had the exact same game the year before pretty much against the Lions and you won the game. So you didn't win it this year. So, but of course, listen, this is the way it goes now. Everything is back adjusted. All of a sudden, Baker's no longer in the run for MVP. The Bucs this week, have to go and they have to play New Orleans, in the Superdome, and they're doing it without Bucky and without Godwin, and without Evans. And is Emeka hurt? And who's going to catch the ball? How are the Bucs going to win? So on and so forth. And I get it. It's a great.
I think even without Bucky, you feel good with your backfield, even though they obviously struggled a little bit against the defensive front line of the Detroit Lions. Rachaad White, I think he only had like 34 yards, something like that, but it turned into a passing game pretty early in the game. So take that with a grain of salt. It is a get right game. The Bucs are heading to New Orleans as a 4.5 point favorite here, as you mentioned. Chris Godwin out, Bucky out. Definitely a get right game for the Bucs. And I can't remember if when I was listening to Baker, one of his conferences or his press conference, something like talking about he hates the Saints. Was that the one that So obviously, to your point, he's going to be up as a Tez Johnson holder. I'm hoping that Tez Johnson just eats all day long. What a weapon he is! That just quick little guy that's spinning around, slippery to get down. Scored touchdown in his last 2 games since he's taken on a little bit bigger of a role. I think this week with practice and him having another full practice in with the number 1 teams, I think you're going to see him featured a lot more. Cade Otton made a nice little appearance last week as well. I think we also remember, even though these superstars are following down, the Bucs have a lot of depth in their chart, and they're starting to show exactly what they do, and that's just what they've done over the past couple of years. They just get it to the people that they need.
Yeah, I think this is a terrible spot for Tampa. It's like it reminds me of a getaway day in baseball, right? Where you're going on a bye the very next week and you're traveling to New Orleans to go play in New Orleans. You're completely banged up. All these guys are coming back after your bye next week. It just feels like a spot where it's like, get me to my bye and let's keep it moving. So yeah, I think it's a good New Orleans spot, honestly, at the number. I don't know if I would bet New Orleans to win. Also, like, if you like the Bucs, right? Which a lot of people will. 70% of the money is or 70% of the tickets are on the Bucks. 70% of the money is on the Saints, right? If you like the Bucks here, the Bucks only win close games, right? They don't win big games. So you're talking 4.5, 5 points against a division rival on the road. When have they done that? Like
coming off a bad loss too. Both
they
teams
had
coming off bad losses.
like Young Hoku had to miss that field goal week 1 for them to get that Falcons game through. So yeah, I just see this being like a really close game. I see it as Chase McLaughlin. Bucks are down. Somehow Baker gets the ball. Boom, down the field.
What's been every game this year, yeah.
They win by 1 or 2, and you run off into the tunnel, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, guys.
I feel like a 6-2 Bucks going into a bye week versus a 5-3 Bucks team going in the bye week is a completely different feel.
Huge swing for sure.
Absolutely. So we'll see what happens over there. The Chicago Bears, coming off that big win against the Saints, are headed to Baltimore, and we preluded this last week. The Bears are running into a buzzsaw right now, man, and I don't know. I don't know if they even whatever. They're running into a buzzsaw of a Baltimore Ravens team that has to win. They've gotten some people back on defense. Lamar Jackson looks like he might be playing. We don't really know for sure. This is kind of a perfect storm here for the Bears and the Ravens. The Ravens have to win this game. That's just end of the story. But this is also a statement game for the Chicago Bears. We've seen the progression of the Chicago Bears throughout the season. Caleb coming off of one of his worst games. Loved what he said in his presser this week in regards to the rest of the team picking him up. And if he can get his mistakes cleared up and get that thing that this offense is going to be humming. Looking at the differentials from Jared Goff with his first 6 games with Ben Johnson versus Caleb. Obviously, Caleb is a little bit higher, but he also has a worse completion, and his off-target throws are pretty significant. But this Ravens defense has not been good. Now, getting a couple people back, but they're not getting the whole thing. Man, I don't know, bro. I feel like this could either just be a complete Ravens blowout, or the Bears hang in there and lose by a tearjerker at the end. I could not tell you which way. I think both teams are going to be very hyped for this game. Obviously, the Bears going against Roquan Smith. I'm sure he's going to have a little bit, of a little bit of pep in his step, especially with all the stats that keep coming out on social media comparing Tremaine Edmonds to Roquan Smith this year and how he's absolutely outplaying him in every single facet. As a Bears fan, I'm a little nervous for this one. I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's interesting because the line is hung like Lamar Jackson is playing. We don't really know if Lamar Jackson is playing. Also, this video just came out of him like high as shit, buying food from a street vendor.
And screw whoever posted that.
And then Lamar's like, "Oh, that was AI. It wasn't even me." I mean, that's a hell of a comeback. Because what do you say to that? You're like, okay, like good call. Definitely AI. Can't believe how much it's progressed over the years. I don't know, man. I still think this. I know the sharp side right now is probably Baltimore. I think I'm going to take the over here.
I think that might be the better play.
I think both teams are going to score. Honestly,
well,
if Lamar does play,
or the only team in the NFL to put up over 21 points in every single one of their games
and cover, I believe as well too. Like their team total, I believe this week is 21.5. So it's really interesting. They've been a really good offense. They're one of the better offense in the NFL consistency wise. Maybe not like high scoring wise, but definitely consistency wise.
I see the -6 there from Chad.
Yeah.
Sorry about the time change, Chad.
Yeah. I just think there's going to be points scored, and I think you guys are going to have a really tough time stopping Derrick Henry. Unfortunately, for your defense, that's been the one team. been a bugaboo for you guys, been able to stop the run, and obviously the Ravens coming off of a bye, trying to scheme something up is probably a pretty good bet. So,
I would think so. Like I said, I just think this is just a bad position for the Bears. Regardless of anything. So we'll see what's happening. The Jets are headed into Cincinnati. Bengals favorite here by 6.5. Who will start for the New York Jets, Jeffrey? And does it even matter?
Love the Jets here. I think it's a great spot for New York. Listen, this week sucks. Okay, it's the land of Stinktown. But like you're gonna get value off these teams, right? And And also, like, can we also ask this too? Who the fuck is this Bengals team to be getting 6 points? Like, they have the worst defense in the NFL by far.
Well, that offense just lit up though last week, and the defense is getting better.
They have the worst offense. They have the worst defense in the NFL.
I don't think they do.
They're really bad.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But they're all sitting there at 3-4.
Hopefully, God willing, Breece Hall plays. I know.
Are you worried about the trade rumors?
No, he hurt his knee. He's limited the past to. I don't know. It's just.
Well, I think you got two things.
Going to a bye. It's just none of it is good right now. It's all bad, dude. It's all bad.
I think that Joe Flacco is going to cook the Jets defense. Let's be honest, the Jets defense has been absolute trash. I don't even know if Sauce Gardner is going to play, but regardless if he does or not,
probably better for them.
Yeah, I think Joe Flacco is going to absolutely tear them. They have no pass rush, and that's what you have to do for Joe Flacco. I mean, you just can't let him sit back there, otherwise he's going to pick your part. I do want to comment really quick on Woody Johnson, the owner of the New York Jets, who was asked about the team start, and he said, well, when you have a quarterback that has a QBR rating like ours, it's really tough to win games. And this tells me that this owner has no clue about his team. None whatsoever.
Yeah.
Justin Fields, before the last game, was sitting at 101 QBR with the only quarterback in the league to throw 0 interceptions. And you can say this all day long. Well, he has to throw the ball. And yes, there's probably been times when his receivers are open, but who the hell is he throwing the ball to? Garrett Wilson? Okay, double him. Who else are you going to throw the ball to? Mason Taylor? The rookie? The tight end?
Well, you
got nothing. You've got nothing.
It's the Jets MO, right? It's like have a bad quarterback or have a young quarterback, put a terrible offensive line around them, hire a head coach who's a defensive coordinator who knows nothing about offense, and then try to bring in some OC and see if you can right the ship. It's just sad.
It really is, man. You know, I still feel for Justin Fields, bro. I don't know what it is about it. It's not because I'm a bag holder on him. I'm actually taking his stuff to fire sale. But has there been a quarterback that's gotten a worse shake in the NFL?
Jameis Winston.
Get out of here. How did Jameis Winston have a worse shake? How many years was he a starter in Tampa?
5.
5 years. How many years was Justin Fields a starter in Chicago?
Jameis Winston, first of all, was the starter in Tampa, and the head coach in Tampa, who was there, who drafted him, said that he never wanted Jameis in the first place. Made it public. Said he thought Marcus Mariota was a better quarterback. Okay. Dogged Jameis the entire time he was there, even though Jameis was always Jameis, a great teammate, a great everything.
Okay.
Dirk Cutter, right? This is all very well documented. They get rid of Dirk Cutter, right? They bring in Bruce Arians, right?
Okay.
First year under the Bruce Arians system, where everything is basically an option read on every single route that you run. Jameis throws a ton of picks. What do they do? They get rid of Jameis and bring in Tom Brady, and Tom Brady leads them to a Super Bowl. And Jameis,
I still haven't heard an argument here.
Gets stuck in quarterback purgatory, where he is basically labeled as this terrible turnover-prone machine, when in the year that he had the most turnovers, it was in the brand new system that he had to run, in a system that you have to have your option routes down to your wide receivers like to a T in a Bruce Arians offense. I just think people did him a disservice, and now look, he's buried behind Russell Wilson. You're telling me Jameis Winston is not a better quarterback than Russell Wilson?
Well, I think at the end of the day, I think he spoke to it, and he's had some other opportunities to prove himself over a few games throughout his career, and he continues to throw the interceptions. I mean, we said that the same thing. We wanted him to go to Cincinnati because we knew there'd be like 50 touchdowns. There might be 30 interceptions, but we wanted to see it because he throws the ball where. And let's also not forget, he couldn't see. He needed glasses.
He thought.
I still think Justin Fields has had it worse. He's just in Chicago. 2 head coaches in 3 years, 3 offensive coordinators. They shit him. He goes to Pittsburgh, sits or whatever. Then goes in, starts because Russell Wilson gets hurt. Starts in 4-2, gets benched anyway. Russell continues, shits the bed. Then he goes over here. That I would have to say Pittsburgh was probably his best situation. I'll give you that had to be his best situation he's ever been into, and they pretty much just moved on from him, which whatever. And then he goes to New York, which we just saw Aaron Rodgers, arguably one of the best quarterbacks of all time, completely struggle with the New York Jets, put up abysmal offensive numbers, and you put Justin Fields behind the same line, and me and you were thinking like, hey, this is a good fit because Justin Fields can scramble. Justin Fields, surely they're going to develop plays to get him out of the pocket. Nope. Not at all. And what is the one thing we tell a quarterback you can't do? You can't turn over the football. He's had 0 of them this year. So say whatever you want about as far as doesn't throw the ball. He hasn't turned the ball over. He hasn't given away. Had a couple fumbles though. I just think he's had a terrible thing.
He's averaging like 50 or 60 yards passing a game.
Well, who are you throwing to? What is your offensive premise when you have an entire defensive line that's up your asshole in 1.5 seconds? To me, again, I go back to the Bears. He had great success, not great, but he had success in Pittsburgh, 4-2, and that wasn't because of the defense. So, I mean, I think we've seen the flashes, right? We've seen flashes. He's a phenomenal athlete. Maybe not the best quarterback, but a phenomenal athlete. And to me, the Bears was just an absolute shit show of a situation with the coachings that they had. He goes to Pittsburgh, succeeds, goes 4-2, still gets benched for Russell Wilson. Okay, so maybe that's just him saying he's not a good quarterback. And then he goes to the Jets, which is probably the worst fucking organization that he's ever been part of. And this is where he's going to go to die. But he'll probably get a pickup as a backup, and you never know. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I don't think it matters who starts for the Jets. Give me the Bengals all day long. Don't care. I know that you're going to say that, no, this is value. My value days of the Jets and the Panthers are absolutely over. Will I bet the Bengals? Probably not. Why? Because I don't bet with shit teams, and they're both really kind of shit in my opinion. So there you go. There you have it.
Give me the
Ryder
Jets.
Tail. Ryder tells you the Buffalo Bills, speaking of the Panthers, are headed to Carolina. Bills minus 7.5 here. This line still seems very high to me. I'm assuming because of no Bryce Young. Is this why we're hanging 7.5 here?
Andy Dalton as a starter is just terrible. Bill's coming off of a bye. It looks like they're going to get some of those guys a little bit healthier. The other problem is what does this offense look like? In this run offense, it's been so good without Bryce Young being a threat to keep the ball and run as well. So, listen, we'll see what the Red Rocket has in store. I would think that this is the last plus matchup you're going to get with the Rico Dowdle Chuba Hubbard combo. That being said, I don't like it on the other side. I mean, this is a Josh Allen spot all day, where he comes in off of a bye, coming off not looking great, and comes out and sticks it on a team. So
I'm really struggling with my last flex position here, Jeffrey. There's a part of me that like to see what Xavier Legette performed last week. There's a part of me that says that Alec Pierce also has a little bit of potential.
Yeah.
And then there's also a part of me that says Monangai for the Bears is going to get a lot of touches and probably a goal line touchdown. Struggling with that one there, Jeffrey. I'll be sure to let you know what I decide, because I'm sure you'll be hanging by a thread.
I will be in bated breath waiting to see what happens. I got to already take the over 46 in this game, because I do think that you can move the ball against Buffalo, and I do think that Buffalo will be able to move the ball against Carolina, even though their defense has been okay this year.
Well, if the Panthers are going to be able to move the ball against Buffalo, that means Legette should have some touches then, because if you're the Bills, you're going to take away Tetris.
Big McMillan game, and you just lean on Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard and kind of let it play out.
Yeah, but if you're the Bills, you got to know that, right? You got to put a few in the box and then double team Tetris.
How many targets does Xavier Legette have?
He had 11 last game.
If he had 11, then you should start Xavier Legette.
Yeah, he had 11 targets, 9 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown.
Then you should start Xavier Legette.
Are you giving me fantasy advice? Is this reverse psychology?
No, it's not. I'm just I'm just giving you my opinion.
I'm in fantasy shambles, Jeffrey. The trophy is slipping away. Started off 3-0 and now sitting at 3-4.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid.
And projected to lose this week as well.
Dalton Kincaid questionable as well too. He's been limited in practice still with the oblique. Not sure he's going to be able to play this week as well. So
49ers headed into Texas, Jeffrey. Texans favorite here by 2.5. Just a 10,000 foot view, uninformed fan, armchair quarterback. I like the Texans here.
Yeah, absolutely. I already have the Texans at 1. I bought it earlier in the week before the line was shifted. I think it's just a great spot for them. Their defense is up there with Cleveland, historical. I mean, they're so good on defense. And I don't know about this Mac Jones led Niners team, especially, you're coming on the road at a 1:00 game in Houston. That building's going to be on fire, ready to go. I know that there's no Nico Collins. I know that we're struggling in the run game. I know everything looks terrible. And so does everybody else. And I know that the Niners just came off of a huge win against the Falcons on Sunday night that everybody watched. And what's that going to tell you? Everybody is going to load up on the 49ers. And where has this line moved since it opened?
2
Only
points?
Toward the Texans.
Yep.
So if you're telling me that everybody's betting the 49ers and the line's moving toward the Texans,
Fun little information here. I just see 69% of the money is on Chicago plus 6.5. Ooh, that's scary. No splits on the San Francisco game.
I think it's tough right now with Chicago because you just don't know. Like Lamar means 10 points. If Lamar's not playing, all of a sudden Chicago is probably 3-point favorites.
Yeah.
So it's like it's really. You could think that you're buying value either way, but you just have no idea. So you can't really place the size of wager that you want to without knowing what's going on. So
I love it when I know what's going on, place a sizable wager, and still get just absolutely mollywopped.
Correct.
That's my favorite. At least then I know I'm throwing shit at the wall to see if it sticks. Then it doesn't hurt so bad, like the parlay last night. Giants head into the Eagles, Jeffrey. Again, armchair quarterback, uninformed fan. Give me the Giants plus 7.5 here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind that. This is a game I have no idea. I'm not touching. I don't want any part of it. I don't think that the Giants have beaten the Eagles twice in the regular season in like 9 years or something like that.
Eagles look scary in the last game too. I will say that.
I mean, you would think there's another. I have another hilarious stat as well too later for this Green Bay and Pittsburgh game, but. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't see. I could see them covering 7.5. Absolutely. I just do not see the Giants winning this football game.
AJ Brown still not practicing today. Didn't even know he was hurt.
Here we are.
Browns heading into Patriots. Jeffrey 7.5 towards the Patriots. I guess I'm just dog central today. Browns plus 7.5.
Who's scoring for the Browns?
Junkins.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that Mike Vrabel,
Jerry Jeudy,
is going to allow
David
Junkins to just go crazy on him? I don't see.
If Njoku plays, I think that's going to be. I think he's going to have a big game. Dump it off.
I already took the under in this game. I just don't see where points come from either way. I think that Cleveland's defense is unbelievably good. What's up, Buff? Cleveland's defense unbelievably good, and I think Vrabel's always going to take away what you do best. And at the end of the day, you got Dylan Gabriel going into Foxborough trying to put up points against the Patriots. I just don't see it happening. I'm going to take the under. I'm going to call it a day. I'm not going to sweat.
Maybe we get a Shedeur Sanders sighting this game.
They said to him, they said to Stefanski, they said, since Shedeur is the backup, is he getting any runs with the ones at all? And Stefanski said, no, we can't really do that and give him runs with the ones because Dylan Gabriel is such a young quarterback that we want to make sure
he was getting all the
reps.
Limited runs. So he's not getting anything?
That's what Stefanski said.
Boy, they hating on that kid, huh?
Crazy, man.
Like the Kyle Trask treatment or something. Cowboys headed into Denver. Mile High. Broncos favorite 3.5. Is Dallas back on track? Can they hang with the Broncos? Again, Give you the dog, 3.5.
It's really tough, right? Dak has been so good this year. We talked about before the year started. We love Dak. Like his footwork, his everything, his throws. I think I have the under in this game already as well, too.
I hope that the Denver Broncos absolutely shut CeeDee Lamb down, as I am going against him this week in fantasy.
To me, 50.5 just seemed like a little bit too much, in my opinion.
Do you think that's just an overreaction to the fourth quarter of the Giants-Broncos game, where they put up like
Denver
38 points?
Super slow all the time, right?
Maybe the under first half.
And the problem is that, like, Denver has great DBs, and they're going to be able to get pressure. So, like, Surtain's going to be on CD. You know, you'll have Moss on Pickens. Is it a Ferguson game? I don't know. Like, they blitz more than anybody. Is Dak going to be able to get rid of the ball quickly? How are they going to mitigate that in terms of with checkdowns, in terms of screen passes, draws, different stuff like that? You know, Javonte Williams catches might be an interesting thing to look at, because they're going to try to mitigate the blitz and pressure as much as you can. 100% Ferguson's going to eat as well too. I don't even know what his player prop is, but his catches are probably like 6.5. Insane. So I don't know about this game. Again, I said I'm just going to take the under and think that it's going to be tough to get points both ways.
Breaking news here on the Uninformed Fan. The NFL has fined the New York Football Giants $200,000, head coach Brian Daboll $100,000, and running back Cam Skattebo $15,000 for violating concussion protocol while Jackson Dart was being evaluated for his concussion. Did you see the AI version of that?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. What are you doing? Russell's throwing a football. Get the hell out here.
I don't think it was too far off, probably.
Probably not.
Like the actual version.
Absolutely not. Well, if you listened to the last show, you heard that the world champion Tyson's football team is starting to ride the Indianapolis Colts. So, with that being said, expect the severe drop-off between Danny Dimes and the rest of the Colts team, who are taking on the Tennessee Titans, favored by 14.5 here. Now, you know my thoughts on double-digit scores, let alone 3 scores. Now, this could obviously get out of hand very, very quickly, as it's expected to be. Jonathan Taylor's going to be running the football all over the place. Do the Titans have it? I'm not going to say that they have a chance to win. Do the Titans have a chance to cover here, Jeff?
I took the over. I think the reason for it is if you're looking at it at 47.5, right? And you think that this team's going to win by 15 points. And I'd say the Colts team total is probably 30, right? Like you would put their over under at about 30, maybe. So I just think it's going to be really close to that total. I think Cam Ward could throw a few touchdowns here. The one part where Indianapolis struggles, and we saw it last week, is in the back end on the secondary. So, you know, can Wrigley or Io Manor or whoever, you know, be able to do some things. You still see some incredible. Yeah, him too. I mean, you still see some incredible throws from Cam Ward sometimes. In a dome, I don't mind it as well. You know, yeah, give me the over here. Let's score some points and let me not worry about them scoring or covering 15 points. Just
when's the last time, Jeffrey, that you've placed a bet and after the first quarter you're like, oh.
When's the last time
you placed a bet? Because you've mentioned this a couple of times here. I'm just going to sit back, place the bet, sit back and relax and watch the money come in. When is the last time that's happened for you?
I'm just saying, I think it's less. It's more stress-free.
No, I get that. I'm just saying,
in some of these huge.
When's the last bet that you've had like that?
To take a total and be like, not have to stress 7.5 points, right? Winning by 2 scores.
No, I get it.
Not have to. Yeah, to me, it seems.
I get exactly what you're saying. I'm just saying, when's the last time that you've had a bet where you've just kicked your feet up and be like, money in the bank?
Yeah, I mean, first quarter. I had the over that I hammered all week on Bucks Lions on Monday night, and first possession come right down. Jahmyr Gibbs, 70 yards. Bucks come right down the field. I kicked my feet up at the bar. I said, "This is easy pickings, boys."
Maybe one of the times when you've had the over kicker props and he kicks 2 in the first quarter.
That'd be a good one as well. Yep.
Well, Sunday night.
We get 3 field goals in the first quarter, and I have to wait till 15 seconds to get the 4th. Yeah, one of those.
Little sweaty. The Green Bay Packers headed to Pittsburgh to take on Mr. Rogers. Now, Aaron Rodgers says that this is no revenge game. He has a lot of friends over there, so talks to. However, it might not be a revenge game, but he 100% wants to beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that. Now, with that also being said, I will never root more for the Pittsburgh Steelers than I will Sunday Night Football. I hope that they absolutely destroy him. I hope they destroy the Packers. I hope they crush their soul. Yeah, please, Aaron, please dissect that team. Please send them back to the trash can that I know that they are. Yeah, just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great Tomlin spot, right? But honestly, quarterbacks playing their former teams, it's the numbers are really, really bad. But to mitigate those numbers, let's say this as well too. The last time that the Green Bay Packers beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh, do you know who the two quarterbacks were?
Bart Starr and Terry Bradshaw? No, not Terry Bradshaw. Couldn't have been Terry Bradshaw. Oh, was it?
Yeah. It was the 1970s. It's been 50 years.
Free tip there. Yep.
It's been 50 years since
on ESPN. What was it? What's the guy that? Hembo, Sneaky Hembo.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it on ESPN.
Jeff tried his Sneaky Hembo on me.
No, I didn't see it on ESPN. I saw it on something different. But
no, it wasn't on there. I was just that's what they do on the show. They're like, who are the only two quarterbacks? Look at that.
Yeah,
but
nice, great pull.
Terry Bradshaw played for Green Bay though. No. But that's just the last time that Green Bay
Terry Bradshaw played for the Steelers. The last time that Green Bay beat Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, Bart Starr was the quarterback.
Okay, that's right. I thought we were talking about teams from former teams playing. But
no. It's been 50 years. Yeah, it's been 50 years since they last won. It's a Tomlin spot, right? 3 points. I don't know
exactly
if they'll win, but it's definitely a Tomlin spot for sure. So,
bro, I just, you know what?
Did I take anything in this game? Let me see.
Obviously, my hatred for the Packers runs deep. However, and my hatred for Aaron Rodgers as the player probably runs even deeper. However, I just need the Packers to have a little bit of humble pie before the Bears can give it to them, because and it's not even really the Packers. It's not like the team is up there just saying, hey, we're the best ever. It's the damn everybody else, the analysts and everybody else being like, oh, crowning, Micah players. Like, bro, like, no.
I do think Micah is going to give Rodgers hell.
I don't think so.
On Sunday night, but
I don't think so at all. Rodgers has the quickest release in the NFL right now. Obviously, to your point of what you just said, Arthur Smith and Mike Tomlin will have a game plan to mitigate him. He's going to get double teamed. He's going to get checked. He's going to get bump checked by the running backs. And nah. And, the crazy thing to me is obviously the Steelers have DK Metcalf, and really outside of DK Metcalf, they have nobody except for they have Pat Freiermuth, Washington, and Jonnu Smith. And that's where the majority of the targets have been spread between those three guys. And if you see Washington out there, oh my God. Give that man a check down and just let him go. Who's stopping a 6'8", 400-pound tight end? Have you seen that dude run down the field? Looks like a freaking Mack truck going down I-4. I wouldn't want to get it. Can you imagine a safety, 185, 200-pound safety trying to run full speed to try to take that guy down?
Was KG a conspirator in the games, Buff, or was he losing money just like everybody else?
I can't wait to hear LeBron James. That's all I want. I want LeBron James. Let it out.
Yeah, you guys are begging for it.
I want the LeBron James gambling, and I want the PEDs released.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Since we're done with football, we're about to transition into basketball. Because I was hearing this to college. I'm sorry, college, whatever. I guess we could, whatever.
Yeah, we can do whatever.
Do you think that if it wasn't LeBron who won the championship in the bubble, if it was Giannis, if it was the Suns, if it was whoever, the Clippers were really good that year, Kawhi, do you think if it was anybody other than LeBron, we would still discredit that championship in the same way?
Probably not as intensely, but there would definitely be scrutinization. Yes. I mean, yeah, I mean, you had video boards of people like this watching the game. Like there was no crowd atmosphere. There was, you could no.
Yeah, it's just real ball. It's like you're playing in the streets. Line it up.
Yeah, I think that was a made for TV chip for LeBron that year to try to get him closer to Jordan. Yeah, but anyway, I digress.
They're crazy. They were like, weren't they like 20-3 before everything got shut down?
I don't know.
Like LeBron was in like MVP talks that year.
You know my thoughts on the NBA in the regular season anyway.
All
so
right, moving into college football.
Florida State, both on byes this week.
Thank God I don't have to get hurt this week.
I was just gonna say, Mark safe from Florida Gators this week.
I'm like looking ahead. I'm like, oh, we have Wake Forest when we come off the bye, 4-2, about to be 5-2 after this week. Sure, it'll go well.
I thought it interesting that the Miami Hurricanes are playing the team that you just lost to, and are favored by 29.5. Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting spot there.
Well, it's also the spot of flipping around, right? Florida State had to go to Palo Alto, play at 10:30, game finishes at 2:30 in the morning, whatever, so on and so forth. Now Stanford has to go out to the East Coast and go play Miami.
Is it? I have it the other way around.
I'm pretty sure they're playing in.
Oh yeah, it is in Miami. Yep, yeah. Mistype.
So it's like I mean, I don't know. Like, remember last year Miami went to Cal and played Cal, and FSU had beat Cal. But Miami super struggled. Cam Ward had to put up like 48 points for them to win that game. So it's just weird going to the West Coast and playing those night games sometimes if you're an East Coast team. But
whatever makes you sleep better at night, Jeffrey.
Not an excuse at all. And the fact that we've now committed to Mike Norvell for the rest of the year, saying he's not going to be fired and his job's going to be retained. And I just don't think we have the money to be able to do it personally.
Nobody said his job is going to be retained for next year.
Well, his job's going to be retained for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, but okay, he's a lame duck coach then. Yeah. Does that make you feel better?
The whole staff is too.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Wow, Florida's got a couple buys coming up. All right, so top 25 games. We have Ole Miss and the target of the Florida Gators, Lane Kiffin, headed to Oklahoma. Oklahoma favor her by 5.5 points. It could get very interesting here for Ole Miss. With obviously the Florida Gators have made no quandaries about they're targeting Lane Kiffin now. Whatever. I honestly, Florida football is just absolutely exhausting to me. Now, the amount of games that Ole Miss wins from here on out is going to 100% play into this. Just no way around it. This is going to be a tough one going into Norman, Oklahoma, coming off the loss of last week. Jeffrey, who do you like here?
I kind of like Ole Miss plus 4.5.
I have it at 5.5. Is it 4.5 on Hard Rock?
4.5 on Hard Rock. 5.5 would have been cool too. Move to full point, whatever.
Shocker. Hard Rock.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Ole Miss can hang here for sure.
We shall see. Illinois and the Fighting Illini, which I don't. What happened with this guy?
Who? I don't know. I think he might have died on us.
Nice jersey.
All right, remove him.
Illinois headed up to Washington. Washington favored by 4.5 here, which I always find it interesting when the Illinois. Yeah, I saw him. He's right. What's too late now? Yeah, when a top 23 team is going against, and obviously, like you said, to the West Coast, but 4.5 dogs here. I think this is a very important game for Illinois. We talked a little bit about the rankings. We talked about how, it just didn't make sense on some levels when you have a Notre Dame team that continues to squeak inside of the top 12, top 15 with 2 quality losses. And then you have the Illini who have lost to Illinois and Indiana and Ohio State, who relatively are sitting 1-2. And we're not even ranked going into this week. So I think it's a big game for them, especially if they want to continue to get in the hunt. I don't agree with it. I mean, we had this team that Fighting Illini were ranked number 9 in the nation to start this year, something like that, or reached 9 in the nation. And because you lost to the number 1 and number 2 teams, that you are now ranked 23rd in the nation. I don't get it. If this was an SEC team, obviously the schedule would be tougher, but they would for sure be still ranked in the top 15 or something of that nature. So big game for the Fighting Illini here. Hopefully they can get the W out in Washington.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tough game. Washington's no joke. So
Absolutely. And my new favorite team, the Vanderbilt Commodores, welcoming Mizzou, who is the coach from Mizzou is a buzzword around Florida as well about a possible swap. Vandy favored by 2.5 here, Jeffrey. Can Vandy continue the Cinderella story this year?
This week, yeah, I'm sure they probably can. I mean, I don't know, man. College is just
college game days there.
Yeah. We see like game day has only been to like an SEC.
Here we go.
Whatever.
Here we go.
The network owns it. They should want to, pump it up and whatever, and create revenue. I guess it's the way that it rolls, but seems disingenuous.
This guy clipping his toenails.
Why'd you put him on?
3 times, everybody. Had a rough night last night cheering on our Chicago Blackhawks in Tampa. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful win down there.
Put some respect on that man's name. He went and traveled to cheer for your team.
Not my team, his team.
Be there and support. And he did it, and he's here today to live and tell and talk about it.
Okay.
Did they win?
Yeah. They did. Last ranked game, we got Texas A&M headed to LSU. Jeffrey, Texas A&M favored by 2.5 here heading into LSU. Crazy to think that they would be favored heading into such a hostile environment. Jeffrey, biggest question I pose to you here is not if Texas A&M can win, but if LSU fails and falls, is this Brian Kelly's last stand last year in the Bayou?
Probably, might be, for sure. Yeah.
Should be.
I mean, it's crazy to think that you're going to have all these schools that are vying for coaches, and like the pool is not that deep.
No. I think there's like 4 or 5 out there.
I know Jimbo's sitting in the ranks waiting. Say what you want.
I was talking to some Alabama fans on Tuesday night, and I was telling them about what you said about Gators should go for. They just kind of laughed, and I'm like, yeah, you would laugh. I go, but he still wants to coach, and they're like, no, we get that. He wants to coach, but he does not want to coach in this era anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I respect that, but it doesn't hurt to ask. Just like it didn't hurt to ask to reach out to Marcus Freeman and be like, hey, you want to come? No, all right, cool, no offense. You got to ask, right?
You do have to ask.
Gotta ask.
I think one game we didn't talk about, which to me is kind of weird. Not weird that we didn't talk about it, but so they have Indiana and UCLA. Obviously Indiana is a massive favorite here, and UCLA has struggled this year, but they've been so good lately. Since they got rid of their coach and have the Neuheisel kid taking over play calling. But they're playing at 12 o'clock. UCLA is playing at 12 o'clock in Indiana. Like, it just seems like a disservice to these kids, man. Like, you have them playing a football game at 9 a.m. their time. They
have to get there like on Thursday, right?
I just don't understand the way the schedule makers make this stuff sometimes.
Well, I also don't understand why you have UCLA and Indiana in the same conference.
Well, there's that.
You have Miami and Stanford in the same conference. What?
Yeah.
Literally complete opposites of the country. Makes 0 sense. I really like that new, I don't know who put it out there. It's been floating around for a while. The new divisions, right? Where they literally, the Southeast is the Southeast, the Northeast is the Northeast, the Midwest is the Midwest, and the West is the West. I love it. Obviously, the Southeast is just going to be a carnage fest with everybody in there. You think about from Alabama over to Georgia, South Carolina, Florida, all the Florida teams, Louisiana, Mississippi. Yeah, it would be absolute carnage, but man, it would be fun.
Anything else you got?
No. You ready to talk about some NBA action?
I mean, I guess the first few nights have been great.
Yeah, I mean, Steph Curry's good at basketball, in case you were wondering.
Incredible.
Looks like he put on a little bit of muscle.
Last night was crazy. Just the shot making.
Yeah, I was going to say just the shots that kid hits, man. Kids, I mean, he still looks like a kid, but whatever.
Confidence that he has to pull from 38 feet down 3, 28 seconds left. You have the ball, takes it 5 seconds into the shot clock. Didn't care, nothing but net.
Let me ask you a question though. If he would have missed it, would we have been like, what is he doing taking the shot?
No.
I mean, the guy's playing with house money at this point, is he not?
Yeah.
I mean,
he had 7 points at halftime.
Yeah.
What he finished with? What did he? I got to find out what he finished with now.
The Denver Broncos had 9 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, that is true.
It almost feels like it's scripted, does it not? I would tell you that the Orlando Magic looked good beating the Miami Heat, but I couldn't tell you that because I can't watch it here in the great state of Florida in the city of Orlando because YouTube TV, who claims to be the sports gurus now with the Sunday Ticket, refuses to offer not only that, but the NHL Network. And then I saw a little something scrolling on the bottom of my ESPN this morning saying that they're in the negotiations and YouTube TV is in danger of losing ESPN now. What a time to be alive, Jeff.
Yeah, I have Spectrum, so I don't know how that works. So we have Are they on FanDuel? If I have the package with the everything, okay, cool.
What is that?
Give you a
so can I buy a package or something? I'm not getting a stick or a breaker or anything like that. Too many TVs.
I have Spectrum, and
I can get it with Spectrum. I just got to pay an extra $120 a month.
For what?
For just the Florida sports package.
No, it's not $120 a month.
Okay.
I added on.
You added on, correct. I don't have Spectrum at all.
Oh, okay. Well, okay.
I have YouTube TV because I'm required to have YouTube TV in order to watch NFL games.
Okay. I'm just telling you, I already had Spectrum. I added on the package. It's like $15 a month or something like that.
Correct. So you have to have the sports package first.
Exactly. It gave me Red Zone. It gave me the FanDuels.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. The sports package by itself is something like $85, $95, and then you add the other to get that. Yes, you're absolutely right there. But not only that, because my TV service is through my HOA, that I don't get the discount of having the base package as well. It's a whole thing, Jeff. It's a whole thing, and I cannot tell you how frustrated I am to not have terrible. To not be able to watch any hockey on NHL Network. I will say shout out to ESPN who gobbled up the NHL ticket basically, and since we are Disney employees, we get that for free. So shout out there. Win one for the Gipper.
Justice, we're about to blow Tyson's mind right now. I'm going to send you a website. You can watch whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
No ads. No VPN.
What is the FanDuel thing?
No, nothing. Huh?
What is the FanDuel thing that you were talking about?
FanDuel bought Fox Sports.
Okay.
So instead of it being Fox Sports Florida, it's now FanDuel Sports Network.
Go figure. Do they have a standalone app?
They might.
Can I buy the app?
You might be able to.
Would the game still be blacked out though?
Of that. I'm gonna send you a link.
3 times. Do your research here. You're about to come on. I'm gonna be grilling you. Nah, he's alive.
He looks so dejected and over life right now.
No, he doesn't.
Absolutely, he does.
No, he doesn't.
What do you mean? Look at him.
He's just putting on a show for you right now.
He's been sleeping the entire time.
No, he had to go take a shit, man. We've all had that.
Did you also find it interesting? And by the way, shout out to the Magic. Great balanced game. I know they struggled a little bit, but to have Paolo, Bane, and Franz all with about 24, 25 points. Great balance. They played, they won, they beat the Heat. That's your division rival. You're going to head to another division rival, at least this year for sure, in the Atlanta Hawks. The moves that they made with Porzingis, you got Jalen Johnson out there. They just, 3 times undefeated in the Boathouse League. Oh, okay.
What does that mean?
Fantasy
basketball? The Trinity League?
No, they have like a relegation thing at Boathouse. So you have like the big league, it's a little bit more of a buy-in, and then you have the little league, right? And the little league, if you win that, you get into the big league. If you come in last in the big league, you get moved down to the little league, and it goes.
I love that.
So on and so forth.
I love that.
So 3 times in the little league. And
we're talking about basketball, though, right?
Nope, we're talking about football, fantasy football.
Oh.
and he is undefeated in fantasy football. His team is a monster. He sent me a thing. He's like, this guy wants to trade me Stephon Diggs for one of these running backs. And I go, you sent me 5 starting running backs. He goes, yeah, he wants Diggs for one of them. He wants to trade me Diggs for one of my running backs. I'm like, no, just to like keep 5 starting running backs. So like leverage yourself more than Stephon Diggs off those for sure. Team's insane. So
that was a pivot. Don't know how we got there, but okay. There's a C League now too, he says. Well, the World Series starts tonight, Jeffrey. The Los Angeles Dodgers are heading to Toronto to start the World Series of the 2025 season. As you know, my hatred of the Dodgers run deep, but I will be waving the Dodger blue because fuck Canada, and we cannot allow them to have any of our trophies across the border. They shall stay in the United States. There's a reason you only have one team up there, and that is because we don't like you up there.
Do you find it interesting that Shohei Ohtani flees the country the day that all this gambling stuff breaks?
Is that what we're calling it? Flee in the country. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I saw something.
Who do you like for the World Series?
So somebody said, they go, how is the Blue Jays America's team? They're in Canada.
Who said they're America's team?
It's been a whole thing. Somebody responded with, if the Dodgers were playing the Taliban, I'd be wearing a hijab in the stands with a bucket of popcorn.
That is really true. That is really true. If it was anybody but the Dodgers, yes.
Like, like they're going to be America's. They're going to be the nation's sweetheart because everybody hates the evil empire and the Dodgers. So
can't do it. The trophy must stay in the United States. Don't care. Nope. If it was been anybody else in the United States,
part of our union soon anyway.
No, they're not. They don't want to be.
This is their integration. They've never won it, right? Oh, no, the Blues have won it. They have won it. Blue Jays won it.
Good.
Joe Carter.
Well, that's back when we liked Canada, and they weren't such pricks.
What do you think about that, Jeremy?
Still trying to just process today.
Why is America upside down? Is that for when you're standing on your head?
I knew it was coming. Go ahead.
It's a band's t-shirt.
He's anti-American.
It's not
what band?
Anti-American.
All American Rejects?
He's
why do you hate America?
He is all in on the Toronto Blue Jays.
Exactly. It's like, is this like when you fly the flag upside down? Like it means
that's what I said before you hopped in. No, it's about a band. It's about a rock band. Jeremy, I
don't understand it though.
What was the moment that you knew that you made a bad decision last night to be in the shape that you're in right now?
Well, after driving.
Well, first, hold on. Let me pause 1 second right there. For those of you that don't know, or maybe knew and didn't come in, Jeremy went to the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Chicago Blackhawks game last night, where the Blackhawks were huge underdogs, plus 280 or something of that nature.
Ooh,
the Lightning were minus 360 or something of that nature.
Yep.
And to Jeremy's point, when he stopped by to pick up the sweater that he wore, I said, talked about it, and you brought up, Jeremy, that the Lightning haven't won hardly any game, and so when I was walking the dog, I saw the line. I'm like, this looks kind of fishy. Let's bet the Blackhawks. And to the point is, they ended up beating the Tampa Bay Lightning. Our own Jeremy, the 3-time was there. This is a state that he is in. So now, please convince give us a rundown of the whole trip. Drive down. Are you pre-gaming? Give us the whole rundown, please.
And listen, let's also say statute of limitations has already ran out. It was last night. You cannot convict him of any crime that he admits to right now. Go ahead.
Well, we went to lunch. Started at lunch.
Where did we have lunch?
We went and had El Patron over.
I've wanted to try it so bad. How was it?
Delicious. Very good.
God. Okay.
They had these tacos that have steak and bacon tacos.
Okay.
That was fire.
Yeah.
Had a shot there.
El Patron?
El Patron, like Steak and Shake area down
where the Wawa is.
Wawa,
like Kitty's.
You make a left if you're going crossing over. Make a left instead of going straight. Go okay.
Yeah.
Where the old Joe's Crab Shack was.
Yep, Giordano's
across the street.
Yep. Giordano's over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we went and had lunch.
I have seen that now. I remember that. Okay, go ahead. Apologize.
Had lunch there. I had a shot and a beer there.
Tequila.
No, no tequila.
Shot of what?
Had a nice Pacifico.
Jameson.
No, Fireball. Come on now. And then we drove over and had pretty good time. Made pretty good time. Good traffic.
Was there a cooler in the car on the way?
There was not. There was no alcohol in the car on the way there. No roadies.
First fail
No.
that I've seen.
We ended up at Hat Tricks, which if you've ever been
Staple. Got to go there.
there, cool spot, and it was a ton of Blackhawks fans there.
Yeah.
As always.
Had a good time there, and then took the trolley over to the arena.
Was there any other shots at Hat Tricks?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Are we still doing Fireball at this point?
Yep.
Okay.
We had 25-ounce Mick Ultras and Labatt Blues.
Okay.
That was where I think my downfall was. We get into the stadium, grabbed a beer, got our seats, had lower bowl seats in section 114. Quite a few Blackhawks fans in there. I'd say probably about 60% was Blackhawks fans. A lot of red.
Seems right for a Tampa game.
It was.
Especially how bad they're playing.
Yeah,
Especially
and so
Blackhawks.
I know my friend has season tickets, and the games that they usually sell are Flyers, Rangers, Blackhawks, and Bruins. They sell those 4 tickets, and you can pay for your whole year, because those people come down, or they're transplants like us, and they go. So we had nice lower bowl seats. It was a great game. Nobody got in any fights. Had a couple more beers. Had some Pink Whitney shots, because that's what they had in the
What's a
arena.
Pink Whitney shot?
Yeah, vodka.
Just
Ryan
vodka?
Whitney, Spittin' Chicklets, podcast in Barstool.
Yep.
They came out with a Pink Whitney. It's a vodka-based thing.
Yeah, kind of like a grapefruit.
Yeah.
Had those.
Sounds feminine.
Ran into had a very unique situation where, as we were getting ready to go in, I had someone walk past me that I have not seen in over 21 years. who I
Male or
knew lived
female?
down here. Female, friend of mine that I've known from Peoria. No, not that way.
Now let me move in. Let me move in.
No, it was
All
a
right,
very
tell me
awkward
more.
situation. I was very awkward because she asked about how my old roommate was that she used to date. And unfortunately, he passed away a year and a half ago, and she did not know. So that was not great.
Perfect opportunity for you to slide in.
She's got 2 kids and married. Shut up.
Just joking. Okay.
So game ends. We win 53 seconds left. Everyone chanting, "Go Blackhawks." We leave. We come back. We decide to go to Miller's. And another couple beers there. It was packed at Miller's last night. I've never seen it like that. And some
Are we
drunk
talking
dude
about
was-
Miller's at LBV there?
yeah, right next to Twin Peaks. Some drunk dude was buying shots, so there were shots put in front of us, and I at one point just said, "I'm done."
Were these
Going
more
home.
Pink Whitneys?
No, these were more Fireball, and I left. My roommate did not leave; he stayed, and I woke up on the couch at 6:30 this morning, and yeah, it was
And decided to put on your America's in Distress shirt on.
this.
Maybe the
Flying
judgment was
false
a little.
flags over here, you know?
Maybe the judgment was still a little cloudy at 6:30 in the morning.
Do you work today?
I find out in 34 minutes. I'm on call.
I'm gonna say you're off.
I think I am. Which, if that's the case, we are going right back to bed. So,
Not back to the
Good
bar.
times, though, man. Good times.
no. So it was actually, it was my first Chicago sports team victory I've seen since 2007.
You know why, though, right?
That's
Why?
absolutely not true. We watched the Cubs win in Wrigley.
No. Here in Florida, I have not seen
I didn't
The
see the
Chicago's-
second caveat of that. That's my fault.
the Chicago
Ju-
sports team win.
Yeah. So you know, this is why, Jeffrey. So Jeremy reached out a couple days. First of all, he tried to FaceTime me. That's just
Yeah.
weird.
I was
was-
with him.
that was
We
both
were
of us.
playing golf
Oh,
on Monday.
Yeah, both weird. Weird.
Why?
You don't FaceTime your bros, okay, dude? Like, no.
Absolutely, you do. What if we
I
were
was
trying
out.
to tell
I
you
was
good
out
night?
furniture shopping.
We were trying to tuck you in.
So
Yeah.
yeah, in the afternoon. So he's like, yeah, hey, I need a sweater for this. So I'm like, all right, you know what? So I start thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, which sweaters do I have? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give him the Corey Crawford jersey that saw the Chicago Blackhawks beat the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup. That is a Stanley Cup winning jersey that he brought into that arena. Brought all the luck, killed all of the bad 3-time juju that he brings into the arena. Just beautiful. Beautiful.
Why does he bring bad juju in?
He just said he's never seen a Chicago team win in Florida. Do the math, Jeff.
Cubs, Bears, Blackhawks. Haven't seen it.
Lions and Tigers.
Obviously
and
haven't
Bears.
seen them play the Marlins.
Yeah, I have. Many times.
Ooh,
and they've never beat the Marlins?
No.
Wow. Yeah.
In fact, we got
do you want to talk about my statement now, Jeffrey?
We got swept in Miami in old Joe Robbie Stadium on a walk-off hit by Josh Willingham, who then proceeded to run past second base and start out to left field because I was heckling him the entire game, pointing his middle finger at me and telling him to go F myself. Yeah.
Can't say he wasn't wrong.
What were you saying to him to heckle him? Was it better or worse than what I said to
I told him the best part of him ran down his mom's leg.
You know, it's kind of funny when fans say stuff like that, because let me ask you a question. If you just happen to be seeing this man on the side of the street, would you come up to me and be like, hey, you know the best part of you? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's amazing that the barriers of the walls of a professional arena gives us that liquid courage.
Yep.
I'm not saying I've never said anything bad.
A lot of liquid courage that night too.
I've never said that, and but I can't recall when I have.
I also think it's better. I like to be a heckler that is more thought out, more than just F you suck. Like I've done research on guys, find out where they're from, blah blah blah.
So you're the one that whatever the girl that heckled and said something about his dead mother. That's you.
I would not say something about someone's dead relative. No. His mom was.
Heard your mom died. You still suck.
So.
That's going to do it for us today on the Uninformed Fan. Everybody, thank you very much for showing up, showing the love. Are we sticking to the 12 o'clock?
I like it.
All right.
Chad does not.
We are moving. Who doesn't?
Chad. Lucier.
Our friend north of the border.
Yeah, I can tell you today it came in clutch because it was the struggle bus today.
I feel like just the extra.
I think I'm driving the struggle bus.
Just gives you a little bit more clarity and a little bit more time to kind of process things. And I do think sometimes breaking news happens right at noon. Like how many times have we done a show? We're about to wrap up the show and then boom, breaking news happens. And then all of a sudden we're talking about something else. As opposed to you could just get the breaking news, lean into it, clip it and throw it out. Just my 2 cents.
Which, yeah, be sure to be on the lookout for Jeffrey starting to put out his own clips coming soon. Your Bucks insider. That's going to do it for us.
I can tell you what's not going to happen.
No commitment. No commitment to the juice. If you do happen to be driving out over the weekend, please stay out of the left-hand lane. And if you are over in the Cape Canaveral area, be sure to stop by the Space Coast Card Show where Thomas Memorabilia will be set up this weekend to bring you your collectibles.